Mr. 037 has got the second in a series of two mind-blowing things to announce. And this one is 9M.ai. And lucky for y'all, I have a demo account on this.
Let's hope the demo gods are with us today.
So where do you want to start this? Do you just want to look at the page? Do you want to give us the long and short?
I think that some background info and why this thing even exists would be a good start. Background. When I was a kid, and I'm sure many here can relate, I used to love playing video games, modding on Xbox, PlayStation, that kind of stuff. It was a lot of fun. But the thing is, there's a huge, I guess, gap of knowledge required to do those kinds of things. Like on Xbox, you need to know how to modify the hardware and then load in unsigned software. So like, the original game is cool, but then, I had this kind of fond for online hacking and stuff like that. But there's a lot of issues with that. There's a lot of nuances. One is, of course, legality. I'm not even going to touch that. Two is, of course, the knowledge that you need to pull something like that off. Three is just getting banned. I mean, that was pretty annoying, right? Like getting banned for modding on these systems and stuff. So, there's a lot of annoying things associated with it. But nevertheless, it was a lot of fun back then. And I want to say still to this day, it's fun. But of course, not everyone knows how to do it. Now, fast forward today, a lot of games these days require online like services or like some sort of subscription to get on, right? Like there's so many games out there where if you don't have internet connectivity or if you don't have the subscription, it's pretty much a brick. Yeah, if they go out of business, I mean, all your stats, everything you worked on just goes right out the window with the person that made the game. What I wanted to do was create a service that basically allows you to have the same amount of fun in a legal manner, of course, and it requires you to not know so much about the games to, play them in this fashion anyway. It tries to make it as easy as possible. So there's this system, or I guess an open source project that's out there. It's called Terraria. It allows you to easily provision game servers that are modded. They're ran by average Joes. They're not like, top-notch companies. A lot of them are amateur per se. A lot of people aren't going to do that. A lot of people aren't going to put in their credit card details. That's just, it sounds crazy. I basically looked at Ethereum as a payment gateway in this example. So, you have you have a wallet, you're able to log in with this wallet. So I combined that aspect with this, basically the scheme of being able to provision modded servers. I use NFTs as a receipt mechanism. So when you buy a server, when you rent it for like, let's say 10 days, 9M.ai, that's the site. That's where this is all happening. If you were to buy an NFT with, let's say, token ID 1, what you end up getting out of that is 1.9M.ai. So the token ID is at the beginning of the domain. And once you have this NFT representation of a server, you can basically provision any games that 9M supports through Terraria, the system that's running behind the scenes. And you can put any game you want on there, and you could apply any sort of mods on there, and you could put any mod packs and that kind of stuff. You don't need like personal identifiable information. You don't need a credit card. You don't need anything like that. You just need a wallet. Use that wallet to sign up and sign in. If you want a high-end server, that's a different NFT. If you want, a low-end server, that's a different NFT, and they cost different amounts. And based on how many days you want it, that influences the cost. So the type of server it is and how many days you want it for influence the cost. It was definitely difficult implementing this. Like I'll tell you one thing that's very difficult to handle. You have to actually key in the prices. So like let's say E2 standard, whatever GCP is offering, is going for, let's say, $14 a day. So you have to get the $14 equivalent in Ethereum and then you do a price change using a smart contract interaction that has an owner attribute associated to it.
You don't have to store the price as a commitment on change. You can also sign it because your service is going to be online.
That too. So I've thought about doing that. I even thought about programmatically using like something like USDC. The only issue with that particularly is you can't assume that everyone with a wallet also has like enough ETH for the gas transactions. I haven't been able to figure this out entirely yet. Maybe there's a whole community service hour episode on this, or maybe it's to be done. And the profit motive. So this is important. So that how do you even get profit from something like this? What this idle script is all it does is it just turns off the server if it's not in use. So like if you have a game server up, you're playing your game, you're playing with all your friends, and then you just decide to leave the game. Everyone else leaves the game. When you leave the game, the idler knows that there's no activity going on. And so what it does is it turns off the server after an amount of time. When you mint the NFT, each game has its own set of settings, right? So like, Minecraft, right? Server name, message of the day, that kind of stuff. Maybe a server password if you want to put that in there. These all can be managed if you own the server. And then lastly, backups. So this is basically taking care of that issue where, the game developer or the server itself, it goes away and you lose all your progress. Not here. The way it works is you can take backup and you can download an entire backup of all the work you just did. You can also restore backup. One more topic I haven't touched on, firewall rules. Whenever you set these things up, you have to know how to port forward. You have to know how to manage what ports are available, that kind of stuff. And so 9M takes care of all that.
Awesome. And can you tell us about some of the mods?
There's GTA. You could load mods in GTA.
Maybe you will get some mileage by selling the mods themselves. So you can, I don't mean selling. I mean like pushing, right? Hey, do you like Minecraft? Yeah. Would you like to be able to program stuff inside of Minecraft as part of like a STEAM class for your college or for your high school? Yes. So here's how you do that. Do you want to go studying this stuff on discourses, or do you just want to turn it on? Yes. Like those, now you're selling to teachers or, to schools or something. But just selling how cool it is to have a private server now that it's easy, I think is something.
So there's a couple things here. So one use case, and I had a friend of me actually ask about this, and I have some thoughts around it, and I think it's very doable. So he basically coded some mods for a particular game, and this game allegedly isn't even open source to begin with. But he asked me, he's like, hey, like, is there a way I can basically like sell this? Like, like people can set up their servers, and like they should be able to pick a particular mod pack.
You're creating a contributor economy here, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah, and I definitely like that direction, with NFTs or without NFTs. That's 9M right now. We have a beta open, but if you're gonna use it, just ping me. There's still some things I gotta set up in the background. So one aspect I haven't automated, which I'll admit, is the DNS part. And this is kind of important. I didn't even bring this up. The name. What even is 9M? The 9M stands for Game Server. It just so happened to be 9 because GM is taken, but that's what it is. And game master in a lot of contexts, in whether it's modded servers or just server authority in general, is the person that's basically running the server. It's the host. So it's another way of saying host. One more cool thing about 9M is in the smart contract, it actually stores the amount of days that you rent particular servers out. So, and this is both on the server level and on the wallet level. So your user wallet has the number of days you rent all servers out. The reason I even did this is, in Steam, it records the amount of time you play a game. And I thought that was very cool. I thought, it'd be nice to have this also.
It's very cool. I mean, it's very cool when you're modding these things, and also you can release updates. But there's a lot where you can go. A lot of people use these games. They're a lot of fun. There's a social element. There's a viral nature to these things. So here's what it looks like. The 9M is a diamond. I'm in the beta. Oh, so Game Master. So G is so it's spelled 9AME Master. Game Master.
Yeah. Yep.
pre-configured, vanilla, modded, or dedicated game servers. Click the button to log in. I named my server Monster Stomp. You know what? I think there's missing a community element here, like a discourse. You know, people that mod servers.
Oh, yeah.
There's definitely room for a community here. Even like a widget on the side of like recent stuff on discourse to like suck them in, like why they would want to join it. But no, I did pick one of these. I picked the HiMem4, E2 HiMem4. This is, there's different zones. Servers, so I got the server. Then it goes to panel. Here's the list, refreshing. Okay, so here's game 5M. Cool, so there's the server. Status is terminated. So does this mean it's on or I have to turn it on?
So you have to turn it on. You basically hit the power button. You do have to wait at least roughly 5 minutes for it to sync with the status for the status to get sync with GCP.
You can put a service on there that you can use push instead of pull. So you could have it so that when the server boots, it will have a startup script that will ping your API the other end.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I don't even know why I didn't think of that. That's very smart. Yeah.
And then shut down. And the way you'd use it at init levels.
And the way you know the server has started is you hit refresh list again, and the status will change once it's actually started. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, here you go. Modify server settings. Oh, so here's the license. I'm doxing your license here.
Yeah, it's fake, so we're good.
I'm like, God, do I have to put a box over this in post-production?
No, it's fake.
It's got a default, max players. Okay.
These settings are completely different based on what game you're obviously trying to play on.
In the meantime, I'm trying to play with some of the ports. I don't know which ports to even look at.
So now you can actually start this. So there's two power buttons. One is for the actual server, and then the other one's for the actual game server. Some games automatically start on their own. Some games require you push the secondary button. While you hit launch, you should be able to also manage your backups now too.
Scroll down, Will. Don't look at the console. There we go. So here's manage server backup, import, create. Are these snapshots? How long do these take?
So they should be instant.
So I do see some ports open here. We've got a dangerous port 25 is open. There's no good need for that.
Oh.
We've got a SSH.
Yeah, I need last I checked, I do apply a deny all. So I just need to go back, see maybe, but with those default packages, of course, come with a lot of, ports that get opened. Obviously for things like SNMP, Google doesn't let you open certain ports. Like you don't need to send mail out. And I'm sure Google knows that whenever you want to host a game, and you select the game and you go through it, it gives you the option to select which ports you want to open. Later we'll automate this, definitely, but we give people the option to allow whatever ports they want to on the server. It is their server, so they can.
Yeah, the mod might have. I have seen game mods that have web servers as a admin backend.
Yep.
So they can have their own stuff going on a different port. So I can definitely see the servers online. I can see some ports are open. There's a SSH server there. Now, for very versatile servers, you connect to a console. It's like when you have a server and you physically plug in the VGA port or whatever's in the back.
Yeah, Pterodactyl has exactly what you're talking about. It's a console and it streams everything that's going on so you can see it in real time. I just need to stream that back to the user.
It takes a lot of work to get it where each button does what it's supposed to do and gives you feedback and immediate, everybody wants the button to change color when you click it and to show you when it's going to land and how fast it's going. In the meantime, if you just have the little console button, something's happening. I don't know what it is, but it looks like it's going where it's got to go.
Yeah, and that's very important, even from like a troubleshooting experience, right? Like I could see people in the future trying to use this and then maybe it errors out in between for some reason. You definitely want something you can reference back, and that console is that.
I know this stuff takes forever to synchronize, a server running servers inside of server containers managed by pterodactyls that can eat you. There's a lot going on. But it looks like you've got the right buttons here. I can see the thing is online. Let me get you on the record here, since while we're recording, what is the minimum viable product here? What is the actual steps that are left?
Obviously, the buttons and the feedback is one. I need to figure out the support ticketing mechanism. That's two. The way I'm going to do that is using wallet signature. I need to figure out the pricing. The DNS keys, I need to automate that part so that, I can just generate new ones on the fly. and then of course, definitely need more games. There's a lot already.
We've got dozens already. I mean, this is not bad. Like,
yeah.
This is
maybe a search bar to be able to search specific games. Yeah, if once these are all taken care of, I want to say it's viable at a level where it could be scaled, and it's production ready. I feel like once I hit all these milestones I just mentioned, and all that's left really is to purchase ads or whatever to get the word out.